All right, everyone, me again. Doing a quick video. How jobs get onto the Courier exchange and why it's important to know how it all works. I'm going to give a quick example of how jobs get on the Courier exchange, and then I'm going to give three reasons why I think it's very important to know how that all works, that process all works. So, with most jobs that get on the Courier exchange, there's 5 parties involved. There's the courier, there's the Courier exchange, there's the shipper who posts the job onto the Courier exchange, there's the collection customer, the place you go to collect whatever you're delivering, and the delivery customer, where you're delivering to. So usually how it works is the delivery customer will buy something from the collection customer. Let's say it's a table, for example's sake. They buy the table, and whichever one, it could be either or, who's paying for the shipping, will contact a shipper and say, listen, I've got this table and he's moving from A to B, can you do it? And of course the shipper will go, yeah, of course we can. Now, maybe they don't have a driver in that area, maybe they are fully booked, so what they do instead of sending their own driver in or whatever, is they'll put the job on the Courier exchange. So they post it on the Courier exchange for all the couriers in the area to bid on. And then they choose which one they want to go in through cost or whoever's closest or whatever. Then the shipper will go back to whoever's booked the job and say, listen, we've got it covered, this is how much it costs. Give us the information, the full information. The courier will go in, collect it from the collection customer, deliver to the delivery customer. And then when the courier gets home, they send the invoice and the POD and wait to get paid. That's generally how it works. Pretty simple. So why is it important to know how that all works? And I think there's 3 reasons why you need to know it. First of all, in that whole process, the Courier exchange does very little. Most of the work is done from the communication between the customers, the collection or delivery customer, and the shipper and the courier. All the Courier exchange does is post the job saying, here it is, let you bid on it, and then everyone else does everything else. So why that's important is if you can build relationships with shippers so they're not going to the Courier exchange and they're coming to you direct, you can bypass the whole auction process. It's vitally important to build those relationships, and the more you do and the more shippers that get to know you and the more contacts you make, the better. Because they're going to come straight to you. If you do a good job, they're not going to bother posting it on the Courier exchange. They'll just phone you up. Hey, listen, I've got this job. This sandwich is. Do you want it? Makes your life a lot easier. A lot easier. And that works down the line, because if you get your own customers, you can bypass the Courier exchange and the shipper. And then you can take even more money. So that's why you need to build these relationships and try and get your own customers and get shippers to phone you directly. The second point, which I think is vitally important, is who's your actual customer? Now, the courier's customer is actually the shipper. You're doing the job for the shipper's paying you. But you have very little contact with the shipper. You know, the most they see your bid, they phone you up, maybe have a 30-second conversation like, you okay to do that job? Yeah, okay, I'll post it to you. And then the only other interaction you have with them is when you send them the invoice and they pay you, if everything goes to plan. So there's very little face time with the shipper. So how do you build relationships with a shipper that you're not actually talking to? Now, I know people will say, oh, I've been on a job and I've had to phone the shipper for this, that and the other, but that's only if something generally goes wrong. So if everything goes smooth, you don't really speak to them. You don't have that face time. You can't leave an impression. So what you got to do is leave the impression with the collection and the delivery customer. The way I look at it when I go into any job, the shipper is my customer, the collection customer is my customer, the delivery customer is my customer. I treat them all the same, because if I do a good job and the shipper phones up whoever's booked the job and said, how was he? Did he do a good job? Was he all right? And they say, he was fantastic. Came in, really polite, really nice. very professional. The load wasn't ready for 20 minutes, but he was fine with it. You know, we saw him strap it down. It was all done properly. He made sure there was blankets and all. If the customer's happy, then the shipper's going to be happy. And if the shipper's happy, they're going to give you more work. The way I sort of, the mentality I get into is like, I don't go into, when I go and do a collection, I don't go in thinking I'm going to do a job. That's not the way I think. That's the way employees think. They think I'm going to work to do a job. The way I think and the way I switch my brain into is I'm here to build my business. I'm going to go in and give the best service I can. I'm going to be as professional as I can. And I'm going to throw my net wide and far and catch as much as I can. And it does pay off. I've noticed it pay off for me. And I you know, the way I do things, it's working for me. So obviously I'm doing something right. And I think if you switch that mentality to, I'm here to build a business every day. You know, you might wake up in the morning and have an awful morning. You didn't sleep well. The wife's having to go because you didn't take the bins out the night before. The kids are going mental. You leave the house. God damn it. Everything's going wrong. But the second you turn up to that customer, or the second you're speaking to someone within your business, I'm here to build my business. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to be courteous. I'm going to be polite. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to look the part. I don't look the part at the moment. I've got my hair's all mangled, but I'm not working at the moment. But that's the way you've got to think. The third important thing is, and this is more just information wise, it's when it comes to invoices. A lot of people have a problem with the fact 30 days from end of month until they get paid for their invoice. And I can understand it. It is frustrating having to wait so long for money. But you've got to look at, if you look at that process, you're the last one in the line. And unfortunately, with the last one in the line, you're the last one to get paid. The delivery customer is going to pay the collection customer. The collection customer is going to pay the shipper. And then the shipper is eventually going to pay you. And they're all businesses. They might not get paid till the end of the month. So they have to wait longer. They might have like a 2-week clearance period. You don't know. So that's why you have to wait that time. But going back to what I said earlier, if you skip out the shipper and you get your own customers, you're one step closer to that payment. You're further down the line. You're still at the end of the line, but there's a step missing. So, yeah, that's it really. This is why I think, you know, getting that information, just knowing how it works properly, you can sort of look at it with different eyes maybe and realise what's going on. So that's it. I'll speak to you again soon. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, all that lovely stuff. And be safe out there and have a great day.